Today we are doing another weekly tier list. Weekly tier list is when we look at all the episodes that aired over the last week and we put them in a tier list. That means, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna talk about the episodes that aired. There will be spoilers. If you don't wanna be spoiled, skip to the end of the video where you just see where I put everything and I'm not gonna tell you all the spoilers. If you like the video, click the like button, leave a comment. How did my tier list differ from yours? How do you feel it's different? What do you think? What's on your brain? What are you thinking? All right. All right, first up, we got Tatsuki Fujimoto's 17 to 26, the entire collection. I could break it down episode by episode. We're gonna go the entire thing as one because I watched all of it. It is between great and peak. Now, here's why. Not all of the episodes are peak. They're just not. Some of them are, though. Now, if you want to know my favorite episodes, personal favorites, I liked episode 8. I liked episode 4, and I liked episode 1. Those are my top 3. I think my least favorite is probably episode 5, the mermaid one. And then second least favorite, low-key, second least favorite might be the Nayuta one. I don't know if I really liked the Nayuta one that much. Like, it looked good for sure, but like, I don't know, man. Kind of silly. Silly in the way that, like, I think it was kind of dumb. Not silly in the way like, I was laughing. Like, episode 2 was funny. Right? It was silly. Episode 7 was like kind of stupid at times. Anyways, that's my personal opinion. Obviously, it might differ from yours. If you feel differently, you can let me know in the comments respectfully. If you think I'm dumb, then I probably think you're dumb too, because I'm rubber, you're glue. Whatever you say bounces off of me and sticks back on you like a cum shot. All right? Moving on to the next one. Okay, we're gonna talk about Twisted Wonderland's new episode. Okay, episode 3 of Twisted Wonderland. I thought it was good. I'm still struggling with this show, right? Well, I don't know really what's going on with it. Dude from the real world goes into this world, no magic there, or at least he can't use magic, but it's a magic world. It's kind of like a Disney villain houses, if, you know, it's like Harry Potter, if all the houses were Disney villains. And like, there's like a Disney element to things a little bit, but it's mostly just like magic stuff. I think my biggest issue with it is I don't care about anyone in this show so far. 3 episodes in, there's nobody I really care about. I mean, maybe Grimm is the closest one because, you know, he's not allowed to be in the school because he's not a person or whatever. He's like a cat. Maybe Grimm. That's the one I care the most about. And we haven't really dived into much anyone. So I'm lacking an attachment to everyone. So I'll say it was good. It might even be fine. It's fine. It was fine. It was a fine episode. Like, I don't know. It just, One Piece continues its reign of supremacy. There was nothing else that's beating it this week. It was peak. There was so much that happened, so much information told to people. It was fucking amazing. It was absolutely fucking amazing. I love One Piece. I fucking on One Piece, dude. I slob on that shit. I glaze the fuck out of it, dude. One Piece is my donut, and I'm a sugar-filled machine ready to drip my load all over it. I love One Piece. Top of the week. Peak of the week. Best episode of the week. Next up, the Princess episode I did not watch. I did not watch the Princess episode this week, so I can't really talk about it. Didn't watch Dusk either because I've decided to drop it. I'm not watching Dusk anymore. I don't care about it. The reason I didn't watch Princess this week is because I ended up watching all of the Tatsuki Fujimoto show on Sunday, which kind of just like pushed that out. I just didn't have the time for it. But I'll be watching 2 episodes of Princess next week, which actually should do a favor for the show and boost it up higher because I'll be going based off of 2 episodes when I do this weekly thing. Okay? The Gacha show. I guess good. It's between good and fine. I mean, it's somewhere in there, right? I just hate how every fucking villain in anime, they're like, yo, we gotta make this guy evil. Let's have him rape somebody. In fact, let's have him go after a kid. Why do they do that? Like, who's the person that's like writing these things? Is it the editors? Is it their editors that are like, yo, I get you have a bad guy here. We're gonna have him test on people or he's gonna be an asshole. I just don't think it's enough. Can we make him rape somebody? I think then he'll be hated a little bit more. Let's just make him rape somebody. What? Or threaten rape. It's like, come on, dude. All the time. All the fucking time. Or maybe the fucking creators, the ones writing these things are like, yo, I think we need him to be a rapist. Anyway, show of hands. Oh, I'm the only one writing this? I guess there is no hands on this. So it's all my decision. to make this person a rapist or a diddler. Come on, dude. I don't know. I just hate that whole thing that always happens. Oh, bro, another peak of the week. Gachiakuta. Gachiakuta Matata, bro. It's a wonderful phrase. Gachiakuta with the fucking American breathing. Bro, fire. Rio, busting shots. That was amazing. I love that shit. Dude, I love guns. I don't love guns, but I kind of do. When I see guns in movies and TV shows, they're fucking cool. They just are. I don't know what to tell you. They're just cool. So yeah, that was sick. I love that. I love that she pops Jabber too. Fuck him. And she's coming with the heat, bro. She's ready to bust shots at people, and I fuck with it. I love it. I'm here for it. Another peak episode of the week. Tojima wants to be Kamen Rider. Maybe great. Honestly, maybe good this week. Not big on the fighting as much. Big punch, though, right? There's a big punch. Also, sister beating the shit out of bro. Ichio getting his ass beat a little bit. There are great moments in it. I think there are funny moments, and I think the big punch was cool. But I think it was a good episode. I don't know about great. Great might be a lot. This show truly shines in its hype, and it did have a hype moment. Oh, and the Yakuza fight. Actually, great episode. You're right. The Yakuza fight was pretty hype, too. That shit was pretty nice. I like that, too. I'm gonna give it great. So far, it's been more in the peak realm, but this one, I think, was a great episode. Next up, we gotta talk about the mid. We really do. But this week, that's not Assassin. It was not Assassin. Assassin was fine this week. It was not mid. I thought it was fine. It definitely a big jump from where it was. The previous 2 episodes of Assassin, mid, even bad. Episode 4 was bad. Episode 5 was mid. Episode 6 was fine. Getting a little bit better. Getting a little bit better. There's just, some issues I have with the show. They did finally bring out the big boss, which is nice. But I think that the one moment that would almost make me bring it up to good was when the cat girl put the bubble shield on him, and then everybody's heads. That shit was sick. That shit was hype. I loved that shit. That is good enough to put in the good category. I think that for the most part, though, the episode I thought it was fine. I think it was better than Twisted Wonderland. In fact, by the end of this, I might move it up to the good, but it would be at the bottom of good. It wouldn't be like at the top or anything. And low-key, I'm looking at Assassin. Maybe I don't really give too much of a shit about anybody in Assassin either, aside from maybe Akira. Homegirl, the elf girl, your story was so bad. Like, her backstory literally doesn't make me give a fuck about her at all, because that episode was so terrible. I'm gonna leave it here. Maybe we bump it up to good, but that's where it is at the moment. One Punch Man. Yeah, the One Punch Man episode, also, it was fine. It was a fine episode. This one, not... The comedy wasn't as good. There was definitely lacking. The way that the fight was, like, there was lots of fights in this one, but the way that they were handled were like, just kind of, I don't think I remember laughing so much for One Punch Man. And listen, in order for this season to have good episodes, they have to rely on comedy, because this show is, at its core, an action comedy. We're 5 episodes in. The action's not there. It's not going to be an action series. We can look at this show right now and know for a fact it's not going to be an action series. The action's going to lack, and so it has to be good in the comedy side of things. That's the only place where it can shine. And it's had some moments so far throughout this season. The animation was a joke. Yeah, I'm not like a guy that's like laughing at bad animation. I very rarely. Subtle nuance, that can make me laugh. A good joke, that can make me laugh. A pun. Quality being bad, it's just, again, I look at these things and I'm like, it's kind of disappointing. So, yeah, I thought it was fine. And yeah, it's in this fine realm, maybe even below the Twisted Wonderland episode. Chitose dead this week, nothing happened. Like literally, there was no episode. Campfire Cooking. Campfire Cooking, I thought it was a good episode. I liked it. I thought it was a good episode. Some food stuff. That's pretty much it, man. They finished off the labyrinth, made a bunch of food. Help some kids get their mom healed. It's a good episode. That's all I have to really say about it. Good episode. Uma Musume. We saw the end of the Japan Cup. Interesting end to it. Yo, Oguri almost clawing her way back, but not quite. I think for these longer races, she's got to definitely stick with that late surger. The shorter races, she could go for the pace chase, right? But them long ones, man, she got to late surge it And it was just interesting, you know, obey your master, wins the race, defeats Tamamo Cross. Honestly, if the Tatsuki Fujimoto episodes are up here, then I think this one deserves to be up here too. I think it's the episode was as good as a lot of these like Tatsuki Fujimoto episodes, the good ones, the peak ones, and better than the ones that weren't so peak. Spy Family, Spy Family, Spy Family, Spy Family is starting off things. I don't think this episode was amazing. I'm gonna put it in the great category, lots of funny moments and shit, but I think it's starting something big. The next arc is gonna be fire. This episode specifically felt like more of a setup, and that's cool. There were a lot of funny moments. I absolutely loved it, but I don't think it was in the great category. You know what I mean? I don't think it was in the peak category. I think it was a great episode, and I'm excited, man. I love Spy Family so much. Yano-kun was good. Yo, Yano-kun, actually, I'm not gonna lie to you. Watching that episode of Yano-kun, it had me thinking like, what does it mean to go out with someone? I actually had to think about it because like I was trying to like describe it because they were like, I have no clue what it means. And I was like, I got this. And then I don't think I got it. It's kind of just like a friend that you want to spend a lot of time with, but also have this romantic attachment to. Cuddling, kissing, hugging, you know, that type of shit. You want to spend the rest of your life with them. But when you think about it, right? Outside of the cuddling, kissing, and hugging, kind of just a best friend. Like with your best friend, you typically want to spend time with them all the time, right? You love hanging out with them. They're great. If you don't see that your significant other in the same light where you want to spend time with them a lot, like if you are always trying to choose someone else over your significant other, like you're choosing your friends over your significant other all the time, I don't know if you should be dating someone, bro. You should probably just be fucking around because I don't think you like that person as much as you like your friends. That's just me. Gacha introduced more elements of the whole Gacha werewolf game, introduced tactics to us. I thought that was pretty interesting. We learned more about new people. We meet the fucking moldy girl, which is a little, because I was looking at her like, damn, she got the things out, but in fact, she's moldy. The girl is moldy. I don't know if the things out is good enough. And Catneck, we meet Catneck. That was interesting. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a great episode. Great episode. Peak is like, I don't know. At this point, it's kind of like just being great and less in the peak category. I think the peak category for Gacha is when, like, if we get some like big thing that's like setting up some major, like if we don't finish a run in one episode because so much happened that we have to, you know what I mean? And it ends on a big cliffhanger. That might be a peak episode, or the one after it might be a peak episode. But at this point, like it's kind of like each episode is a run and it's interesting. We learn more about the characters. We learn more about the way that the game is played. But in general, I think that the episodes are kind of just like, they are sort of like a similar thing. It's like we're voting people off, trying to find out who the Gacha is, trying to find out more information. At this point, I think it's in the great category. Ranma, what happened in Ranma this week? Hapasai, right? What was the name? Hapasai? The grandpa showed up. Yeah. The master of Akane's father and Ranma's father. Hapasai. And, you know, he's just a lecherous old man. Classic little small lecherous old man archetype. Master of martial arts, but just a lecher. I thought that the moment when he was like trapped in the tea kettle, like the top was covered and his arms were popping out the sides and his legs popping out the sides, I thought that was hilarious. But outside of that, not much, man, not much. I thought it was a good episode. I think it's Ranma, standard Ranma stuff. What do you guys want to do next? Wild Last Boss appeared. All right, this episode we got to see a glimpse at Lufus's past, which I find interesting because I don't think it's really like something that the player wrote, you know what I mean? I don't think that they wrote the past in. It just is there. It's kind of shaped the character. And so I found that was very interesting. We get to see kind of like where Lufus came from, the discrimination she faced, how she basically from a world of angels that are racist. It's racist angels, bro. It's the white wings versus the not white wings. Yeah, she was treated like shit by her white wing parents because she was a not white wing. They suck. I like that she like accidentally kind of created a religion for the not white wings, or at least changed the religion, because I believe that she mentioned that it had already existed, but it shifted. Now it's focused on her. She is like a religious icon, being the not white wing that rose to power and like didn't treat them like shit, it's kind of like a symbol of hope for the not white wings. But that was interesting. Dina was about to meet with a sussy. a demon, I think. But I think that was pretty clearly shown to us. It seemed like Dina was about to meet with a demon. Oh, Dina is definitely this one demon character. Very interesting. I thought it was a lot of interesting shit happened. I could put it at the top of the good, bottom of the great. It's in this like kind of pseudo territory here, right in between these two, I would say. Actually, no, I'll put it in the great category. Because when I think about it, in comparison to like Tojima, I think I put it on like similar ground with Tojima. I think we learned a lot. I thought it was interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna put it here. I thought it was a great episode. This was a great episode. There are like some issues I have with the show. There's some issues I have with like certain elements. I mean, you can watch my reaction. You'll see what I mean. But yeah, I thought it was a great episode. My Hero. Let's talk about My Hero. All right. So in this episode of My Hero, we finally shot, I guess, everyone but Nana. We shot everyone but Nana into Shigaraki. We're jumping into the Shigaraki past in the next one, not in this one. I will admit, I have a little bit of confusion because I am also kind of thinking about the movie as well. A little bit of good fighting sequence. It was good. You know, I don't think it was in the great or peak category. It's kind of just the next step in like what we saw coming, right? This man Deku is trying to save Shigaraki. How does he save Shigaraki? Well, one of his thingies get inside of Shigaraki. What's the next logical conclusion? Send everybody into Shigaraki. But Nana doesn't go in. Why? There's obviously like more there. Family relation and shit. Probably trying to keep Nana out so he doesn't actually get therapized or something. You know what I mean? I think it was mostly a setup episode for what's to come. We're going to get way more backstory. And also, I will say, the kind of like the backstory that we got in the newest episode, like we started to get Shigaraki's backstory in this new episode of My Hero. It's the same backstory we've seen before. It's not like a new backstory. What? IMDb rating 9.3. Yeah. I don't give a fuck what IMDb rates shit. It doesn't matter. They rate individual episodes. Like, what? Individual episodes are a small piece of a story. What makes it a 9.3? Truly. How great of an episode? Can we really define it by one moment? That seems kind of ridiculous. Yeah, I saw the little thing of like, you know, all these different ratings of episodes. I think it was over the One Piece episode. So much lore was dropped in that episode of One Piece. So much interesting shit is happening and implied. And yet, that's not as good as the My Hero one. Yeah, I don't care about an IMDb rating. I don't care about a Mal rating. These things are arbitrary. A bunch of people said it's this good or this bad. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. That's my opinion on that shit. I thought it was a good episode for sure. It's not like it was a bad episode. It was far from it. I thought it's certainly not a fine episode. Like, it was a good episode. This was not as good as the last episodes. Like, we knew he was gonna blow his load in Shigaraki. That was the plan. They said they were gonna do it. Now, if he would have tried to do it and some crazy shit would have happened, oh, big plot twist, ass pull, and for some reason it didn't work, then, whoa, hold on. That's how they get us, a new ass pull. Who knows what's gonna happen now? You're watching a season of Demon Slayer. Oh no, Tanjiro's gonna die. Wait, no, new ass pull. You know what I mean? So yeah, good episode. It did what it was supposed to do. It did everything to set up what's coming next. I thought it was a good episode. Certainly not as good as the ones that had previously happened in the season, but it was good. In the SANDA episode, we meet the old lady, bro. The old lady comes in, beats the shit out of the fake old man, the headmaster. I think she said she was the real headmaster and he was like a fake headmaster or something. I don't know. That was a little... I don't know exactly what was happening there, but it seemed like she was saying that she was the headmaster and he was not. And yeah, she fucked him up. That was sick. We also got to see, I don't know if it happened in the, did it happen in the last episode or did it happen in this episode where we get to see SANDA in his Santa form, but in his like decked out Santa form with the cape and all that shit. Did it also happen in the previous episode or was it just in this one? That was just this episode, right? I thought that was really cool. She's the chairman and he's the principal. Gotcha. She's the chairman. Okay. I also really liked that the old lady stood up for Ono and was like, yeah, no, this guy's weird. He just likes little kids. I don't know why he still has a job there, but whatever. Also, kind of in this episode, Ono gets rejected. Ono's still making her push for Fujiyama, but she goes off with SANDA because she likes SANDA. Oh, Fuyumura. Damn it. I'm probably combining her name with somebody else from some other anime that I'm watching. I always do. There's so many names and I just combine them all the time. Great episode though. Great episode. I think at the top of the greats. I think it was better than these other great episodes this week. 2 left, okay? May I ask for one final thing? Scarlet beats the shit out of the one church, oh yeah, Parmesan, yeah. Oh no, it's Palmian, Palmian is the one, I think. It's one of those two, but I always call them Parmeranians. Yeah, but she beats the shit out of all those guys. Cool. And then she also, Deanna falls in love with her brother. So that's cool. I like that. That was cute. I thought that was adorable. And also, I don't think the brother's really interested. But the brother does kind of give her a little bit of confidence. The brother's like, yo, you kind of remind me a lot of Scarlet. Which is like, yo, nah, Scarlet's goated. What do you mean? There's no way I'm like her. But she is kind of. It's just that's growth. What Scarlet is now is a result of all the things that came before. And all the things that came before was a step that was kind of like Deanna. So Deanna looks up to Scarlet. There's a chance she could kind of end up in the same sort of realm. She just got to start beating the shit out of people, I think. No, I'm just kidding. But overall, the episode, I thought the episode this week was maybe like bottom of the goods. Yeah. Oh, no, better than this one. Better than this one. Better than this one. Yeah, like right here. Better than this one. Right in here. Somewhere in this area. Somewhere in here. It was good. Trader with the hidden note and Dragon Prince at the end. Oh, wait, the traitor. Yes. The spy. I don't know about traitor, but spy for sure. Ooh. Ooh, the spy. I forgot about him. Yeah, still, I think here. Good episode. I thought it was a good episode. Last one for the week is To Your Eternity. To Your Eternity, we got to see the man in black. He's like now a kid or whatever. I think he's trying to pass on his like position as like a god or whatever to Fushi, maybe. I think that might be his end goal here. The knockers are back and the knockers are taking over people, making them crazy. And you know, it's basically said in that episode that like maybe the knockers are kind of in this, how do I describe, like maybe they're working together now. They want to like coexist. They want to coexist with humanity, which is like weird because knockers have always not been that. Oh yeah, Fushi's trying to figure out love. That's a new thing that he's doing. Oh dude, and then oh yeah, oh no. The whole like Fushi turning into a turtle that gives birth, and he's like, is this love? Oh my God, dude. I was like, what the fuck was that? That was so weird. What a weird fucking moment. That whole thing was weird. And I guess he didn't figure out that was love, but he thought it might be. But why would that be love? Like, I don't know, man. Again, Fushi kind of isn't like he's not a person that's really experienced life. He's like very incomplete. I don't know. That was weird. It was a weird episode. Probably put it in here. It was good, but it did have its moments of like, what? Yeah, and he's completely getting played by the Hayase girl, which I'm not going to hold against the show. Like, it's part of it, right? She's part of the crazy. She's part of the crazy Hayases that are trying to like they're like, that's kind of what they do when it comes to Fushi, right? That's their whole thing. They're Fushi crazed Hayases. So I think all in all, this is my list. This is my list of the week. Again, we dropped Dusk Beyond the End of the World. I didn't watch Princess this week because I was binging through Tatsuki Fujimoto's 17 to 26. And then Chitose, once again, a skipped week. But this is my list. This is my tier list. If you disagree with the tier list, that's fine. This is the order that I'm going in roughly, right? I don't think there were necessarily any mid episodes this week. There were a couple of fine episodes. Like I thought they were fine. I think this one could maybe even pop in here. It could be like at the bottom of the good category. What is your tier list for the week? You know, how would you change this? What are you thinking for this week? I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed the video, click the like button, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, make sure you all keep it fresh. Peace.